Okay, guys, we're going to start this unit with how to graph on a coordinate plane. This should be easy for most of you, but I know some of you still flip the X and the Y. I watch it with my pre-AP algebra students too, so it's something that needs to definitely get straightened out because otherwise it could really mess you up for for this entire unit. And you don't want to be that algebra student when you get to ninth grade that's still confused about this. All right, so ordered pairs. Ordered pairs, I'm reading right here. Ordered pairs are two numbers separated by a comma with parentheses around both. You have to have a comma and parentheses around a set of ordered pairs. I think the best example I can give you to help you to understand why is a percent. If something is 5% and you don't put the percent sign on it, then that's 5. 5, let's think of 5 as like $5. 5% would be like 5 cents. So there's a big difference between $5 and 5 cents. So the percent sign is very important. It's same with parentheses. If you just list two numbers, and maybe you put a comma between them, but you don't put parentheses around them, or you just put two numbers, it's not really an ordered pair. Every time you write an ordered pair, there's got to be a comma in between the two numbers and parentheses. Ordered pairs are placed on a coordinate plane. The coordinate plane has 4 quadrants. The origin is right here. It's important you know that that's the origin. If you struggle with graphing points, it is super important that you always start at the origin. The origin is 0, 0. This is what you're mostly used to. This is called the first quadrant, and everything here is positive. For a coordinate plane that has 4 quadrants, it is the first quadrant, and it is quadrant 1. The next quadrant, quadrant 2, is negatives and positives. And the third quadrant, which is quadrant 3, is negative, negative. The X is negative, the Y is negative, negative. And the fourth quadrant is positive, negative. Again, this is a coordinate plane. Sometimes it's really easy to not count the quadrants in the right order. But if you can imagine starting here and doing a big letter C, that's the direction that the quadrants go. Quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 4. And you might even be asked a question of which quadrant is this point in. So it's important that you know the quadrants and the names of the quadrants. These lines are called X and Y axes. This is the X axis. This is the Y axis. X goes like this, and the Y, whoops, hold on, my pencil's being weird. The Y is the vertical. X always comes first, Y always comes second. Reading. When either placing an ordered pair, which is a point, on a coordinate plane, or when name or existing point that is already on a coordinate plane, the first number represents the X and the second number represents the Y. Again, here's an example. Note also the signs for each quadrant I will help you name, and we've already talked about that, quadrant 1, and here you can actually see the positive, positive, the negative, positive, the negative, negative, the positive, negative, the x-axis, the y-axis. This one comes first, this one comes second. So we're going to practice. So the first thing you do is you always start at the origin, and then you go left or right for the X and up and down for the Y. So I'm going to look at this triangle right here, and we're going to head for the triangle. So I'm going to start at the origin, and I'm going to go along the x-axis. 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to go up. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the ordered pair is 3, 4 with parentheses and a comma. The square. Now, if you want to pause, I'm going to highly recommend you pause before I do each one. So pause now and do the square. Okay, here we go. Here's the square. So we start at the origin, 1, 2, 3. That's a -3. Then I'm going to go up 1, 2. That's a +2. Parentheses and commas. Pause. Oh, I'm sorry. We're going to do the pentagon, which is right here. Now pause. Go. All right, here we go. I'm going to start at the origin. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's a -5 because I went to the left. I'm going to go down 2. So that's a -2 because I went down. Parentheses, comma, and you can see the ordered pair is negative, negative, just like I told you that in quadrant 3, everything is negative, negative. Now do the circle. Pause. All right, here we go. Start at the origin. I go to the right 1, so x is 1. I go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's going down, so that's a negative. -5. Don't forget the parentheses. I hope you did good with that one. Okay, now we will place points. We're always going to start at the origin. For the first number, go right if it's positive or left if it's negative. For the second number, go up if it's positive, down if it's negative. Because this is the X, this is the Y. Now I'm going to tell you to go ahead and pause before me, but let's go ahead and graph A. You're going to put, well, actually, let me do the first one for you so you know what I'm trying to do here. So it's -2, -4. So I'm going to start at the origin. I'm going to go to the left, 1, 2. Then I'm going to go down because it's negative. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to put a dot in the letter A. Do you see how I put a dot on the point and the A next to it? Now let's do B. Pause, do it yourself. Okay, now we do it together. Unpause. 1, I'm going to start at the origin. I'm going to go to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to go up. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put a dot in the letter B. Pause, do the letter C. Okay, here we go. Letter C. I'm going to start at the origin. I'm going to go left because it's negative. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to go up because it's positive. 1, 2. I put a dot. I'm going to put the letter C. Do the letter D. Pause. Okay. This one's a little bit harder because of the 0. It's the first number, so it's the X, which means I'm going to start at the origin, but I will not go right and I will not go left because it's 0. But I will go up because of the 2. 1, 2. I put a dot in the letter D. Okay, pause and do the next one. All right. Now we're going to do it together. So for E, I'm going to start at the origin. I'm going to go to the left, -3, 1, 2, 3. And because it's 0 for Y, I will not go up and I will not go down. I will stay right where I'm at, right there. I'm going to call it E. Now your coordinate plane should look like my coordinate plane. And if you can do both of these with ease, it's going to be huge. If not, you need to practice, and we are going to have an opportunity to practice. So again, here's the note. These are the hardest ones. If there's a 0, your point will be on the X or the Y axis. So just keep that in mind, and let's practice some on our practice page. See you tomorrow.